Hello everybody, I'm going to talk about Unit 3C001, Business Culture and Change in Context. And the first learning outcome in this unit is understanding the business environment in which the people profession operates, including the key issues that affect it. And assessment criterion 1.1 is examining the key external influences that impact on business environments. Now, the business environment is the sum total of all the external and internal factors that influence an enterprise. There are a range of external and internal factors which can influence each other and work together to affect an enterprise. There are different types of environmental factors. Some are immediate, apparent, and have a great impact, while others are more distant and have less impact. It's very important to analyse the business environment to survive and to be successful in industry. It is a vital role of managers to analyse the business environment so that they pursue an effective business strategy. Enterprises may acquire and need and use effectively a number of resources, including human, capital, technological, information, energy, and raw materials. I'm going to talk about a steeple analysis, which is a strategic planning tool for a range of activities, including marketing, production, and service delivery. Steeple is an advanced analysis which measures a series of external factors. It's a tool which can be used to assess where an enterprise stands in its environment. The acronym STEEPLE stands for Social, Technological, Economic, Environmental, Political, Legal, and Ethical. The social factors include the cultural changes and market research, social factors, technological factors, economic factors, environmental factors, political factors, legal factors, ethical factors, which are taken into consideration. The social aspect is vital to judging the patterns and trends for a particular country. Social factors include demographic, educational, and health attributes of a country or region of the world. The social factors of the steeple analysis consider the growth of the population, the attitude of the consumer, the age structure, lifestyle changes, falling birthing rates, increasing longevity, later retirement, national and regional traditions, educational level, diversity and inclusion, and health consciousness. Technological factors. Technology in businesses is completely different from what it was in the past. This factor may provide a barrier to entry in industry, enhances the efficiency of the production levels, and guides outsourcing decisions. The technological elements in a steeple analysis can include the advancement and trends of technologies, activities for research and development, automation, and technological incentives. Economic factors. The economic situation of a country can be understood by considering the present inflation level, unemployment, international trade, and the rate of growth in the economy. This factor also has an impact on the purchasing power of potential customers and the capital cost of the company. Economic factors, including the steeple analysis, are investment opportunities, interest in exchange rates, the inflation rate, the growth rate of the GDP, the health of the stock market, the level of unemployment, trade agreements and cartels. Environmental factors need to be taken into account in assessing the positive and negative impact the environment has on a business. And the environmental factors considered in the steeple analysis are climatic change, environmental protection, management and disposal of waste, water supply, pollution, energy efficient technologies, weather and natural disasters. Political factors. Different types of government policies make up the political factors of a steeple analysis. The changes can be related to social, legal or economic problems. The political factors of the steeple analysis that an enterprise should take account of are tax policies, restrictions on trade and tariffs, the policies and stability of the ruling party, interference or non-interference of the state. Legal factors. The law affects many areas of our lives. To avoid any legal challenges, it is advisable to keep up to date with new laws and regulations to ensure compliance. Examples of legal elements in the steeple analysis are equality laws, competition laws, legal restraints, regulations, health and safety legislation, employment laws, immigration policies. Ethical factors. Any enterprise needs to avoid the bribery and corruption of its officers, preserving intellectual property rights over its inventions and patents, reputational risk in the event of poor publicity, doing ethical business that brings benefits to societies in which it operates, and maintaining the confidentiality of the information that it stores and uses. Now, the ways to implement a steeple analysis. A team of strategists and analysts led by departmental heads, process managers and other stakeholders should gather as much information as possible. Data has to be collected on each aspect of the steeple analysis by using a template to organize the data. Data has to be evaluated minutely to analyze the threats and opportunities that may occur in the organization. An action plan needs to be created to make use of the recognized opportunities. Necessary precautions should also be taken to decrease the level of risk. Action plans need to be implemented to protect the organization from threats and minimize risk. Now, a SWOT analysis. Environmental factors internal to the organization usually can be classified as strengths or weaknesses, and external ones can be classified as opportunities or threats. A SWOT analysis provides information that is helpful in matching the organization's resources and capabilities to the competitive environment in which it operates. A SWOT analysis must first start by defining a desired state or objective. A SWOT analysis may be incorporated into the strategic planning model. A strength is the characteristics that give advantages. A weakness are the characteristics that give disadvantages. Opportunities are external factors that help an organization to grow and develop. Threats include external factors that can harm an organization's prosperity. Strengths are characteristics of an enterprise or a team that give it an advantage over others in its sector or industry. They're positive, tangible and intangible attributes internal to the organization. Examples include abundant financial resources, well-known brand name, economies of scale, lower costs such as raw materials or processes, superior management talent, better marketing skills, good distribution networks, and committed employees. Weaknesses are characteristics that place the firm at a disadvantage relative to others. They detract the organisation from its ability to attain the core goal and influence its growth. Weaknesses are the factors that do not meet the expected. However, if weaknesses are controllable, they must be minimised and eliminated. Examples include limited financial resources, low spending on research and development, very narrow product line, limited distribution networks, high costs, out-of-date products and or technology, weak market image, poor marketing skills, limited management skills, and undertrained employees. Opportunities are chances to make greater profits in the market, external attractive factors that represent the reason for an organisation to exist and develop. They arise when an organisation can take benefit of the conditions in its environment to plan and execute strategies that enable it to become more profitable. Examples include rapid market growth, rival enterprises are complacent, changing customer needs or tastes, new uses for existing products, economic booms, government deregulation, demand declines for a substitute product or service. Threats include the external elements in the environment that could cause trouble for the enterprise, such as external factors beyond an organization's control, which could include placing the organization's mission or operation at risk. They arise when conditions in external environments jeopardize the reliability and profitability of the organization's business. Examples include entry of foreign competitors into the market, introduction of new substitute products, product life cycle in decline, changing customer needs or tastes, rival enterprise adopt new strategies, increased government regulation, economic downturn. Now, the aim of the SWOT analysis is to help decision makers share and compare ideas, to bring a clearer common purpose and understanding of factors for success, and to organise the important factors linked to success and failure in the business world, to analyse issues that have led to failure in the past, and to provide logic to the decision-making process, allowing complex ideas to be presented systematically. I'm going to ask you a question, and that is, what are the 7 elements of a steeple analysis? Have you had time to think about that? They are social, technological, economic, environmental, political, legal, and ethical.